These cupcakes are homemade, made by my wife. They're magical. And why do I say it's magical? Because I know fools like y'all will believe that on the internet. You'll see why.
You know, I was born at night, but damn sure wasn't born last night.
What's going on? You guys get a treat today. Double bubble, because I'm here doing another video. What's happening? Comedian Marvin Howard here. Alrighty. I'm going to talk about some stuff that I feel that is pressing in my mind. Alright? There was a story that ran about maybe about a year and a half ago about this entertainer guy named Brandon Howard, B.Howard. He's actually a distant relative of mine. He is the son of Mickey Howard. Okay, and we're not going to go into the story about my family. We'll just press on. But there is a claim that he is a member of a special family, Michael Jackson. I guess within the last year and a half, or whatever the case might be, there was a company called filmon.com who reported that, along with Brandon, they took a DNA test. They found a mold, a denture mold, that belonged to Michael Jackson for some music video. They swabbed it, and they sent it out to a lab, and they found out that it was 99.999999867530977779311 is the illegitimate son of Michael Jackson. Now, here's the problem with the story. TMZ ran a story about them, and the logo is from Terminator Salvation. The company has two companies. One is in Utah and the other is in Ireland, which is a hell of a stretch because apparently Ireland and Utah have a mass amount of people denying their kids. So they built these companies in both these countries to kind of prove this situation. And the logo itself, the name of the company is called DNA Lab. Now, if you watch Maury, you've seen some of the, at the end of Maury, you always see the credits that go to the company. Then they have that little fancy name, or, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. This one's just called DNA Lab. And if you go to Google Maps, it doesn't appear. It doesn't appear in Ireland, nor does it appear in Utah. And the logo itself, the name of the company is called DNA Lab. Now, if you watch Maury, you've seen some of the, at the end of Maury, you always see the credits that go to the company. Then they have that little fancy name, or, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. This one's just called DNA Lab. And if you go to Google Maps, it doesn't appear. It doesn't appear in Ireland, nor does it appear in Utah. Man, this cupcake look good. I'm going to go ahead and start munching on this one because this is starting to get good. You know how people like to drink tea when they talk about they drinking and spilling the tea? I'm going to eat the cupcake. Nice. You guys will believe anything that pertains to Michael Jackson. And, you know, you have that given right to do that. The problem is, not everything is going to be true. Just because Michael Jackson has two white kids don't mean that he is the father of those two white kids. And then they do the video all the time. Oh, Prince looks exactly like Michael Jackson because he has patches underneath his arms. And that indicates that he has vitiligo. That means since Michael Jackson had it, and he's got patches, that means he's the son of Michael Jackson. Not necessarily. Now, granted, I will admit that Brandon does look similar to Michael Jackson. He looks just like him, to be perfectly honest. You guys are missing out. But here's an interesting question. If Prince and Paris favor Michael Jackson, and you see a picture of Brandon Howard, who looks exactly like Michael Jackson, and you compare Brandon with Prince or Paris, they don't look alike. But you believe that Prince and Paris looks exactly like Michael, which is crazy. I don't understand the logic here. So good. There's a woman who has a channel, MJ Media 09 Returns. Crazy in the bedbug. Who's done her research and states that And she's had like all these different parts to it, by the way. She doesn't use her voice. She just uses some kind of computer animated voice and a bunch of pictures and some wild music or whatever the case might be to try to prove her claim that also Inside Edition, they took a second DNA test because Philmon, were caught. So they did another one, and they did it without the cameras to state that Michael Jackson is still 99.99986753097779311% the father of Brandon Howard. Y'all missing out. I'm not an obsessed fan of Michael Jackson. I am a fan, though. I've seen him in concert 5 times. I've talked about it in previous videos. I've seen him live. I do comedy and I do impersonations of Michael Jackson. That makes me a fan, but I'm not a fan of the bullshit that is being said or written about this man. The idea of thinking that some 30-plus-year-old kid is now making this claim that he's the son of Michael Jackson. Why didn't he do this many years ago? Why did he wait until after death? He was a family friend. And let me explain something about family as far as black folks are concerned. Because you all will understand, because when I've said in the past that a 40-year-old man should not be sleeping with children, I was told, well, black people, when they didn't have a lot of money, they all bunched up in beds together, one at the foot and one at the head, and it'd go back and forth. So if you all can tell me that, then I can definitely tell you this. Black folks, when we were growing up, if we had a family friend that came over and ate with us and traveled with us, went to Six Flags Great America, went here, went there, we called him a cousin. We called him a brother. We called him a sister. Whatever you want to call the title, that's what we called him. Or that's my uncle. That's my aunt. You know what I'm saying? We did that because we were so close-knit to being family. We were like family. Now, we went to go do a DNA test, and it wouldn't come out conclusive that we were ever related. So all his brothers, and I think his sisters, all called Brandon their nephew. It's not their real nephew. Well, not really, because LaToya actually did a video with Michael when she's at the studio.
Hello, Brandon. How are you?
Good. Great.
Good to see you. It's my 40th anniversary in the entertainment business, and I want to do something.
I got another one. These cupcakes are good. This was coming from her reality show, okay? And why does she have a reality show? Hell if I know. But on that show, you see the title. It said, Brandon, music producer. It didn't say Brandon, Michael Jackson's son. It doesn't say my brother's son. It doesn't say anything like that. It just says Brandon, producer. You're not going to make me believe that this is an actual relative. You know what I'm saying? And if she had a reality show, why didn't she put him on the show? They had another Jackson show. They had the Jacksons, the Next Generation, that was on television. And it was all about the kids. All their kids, all the siblings' kids, all grown up and living life on life terms. Why wasn't Brandon invited on the show? He's related, right? I love my wife. It just goes to show that you guys believe in a lot of nonsense. And y'all cats need to grow up, man. Seriously, if you believe all these crazy stories, then I got a bridge for sale. And chances are, if I told you that Michael Jackson spit on this bridge, I believe that some of you all would probably try to start a GoFundMe and try to buy the saliva spit on the damn bridge. I'm doing my Bill Cosby. It was a tragic loss that we lost Michael Jackson. Okay? The world lost an icon. They lost a great entertainer. But somehow, some way, you have to let it go. If your profile pic is of Michael Jackson, there's a 90% chance that you will probably believe some of the bullshit stories that you hear about him. You all believe that he has a skin disease, but in his room they were found bleaching creams. But y'all don't believe that part. Y'all will say, oh, he loved his kids and this, that, and the other. Well, they don't look like his kids. Well, black people come in different colors and shades and this, that, and the other. That shade that those kids got are white. Sorry, there's no black in them. Taken from Cat Williams, you're not going to stick your black penis in a white woman and produce white kids. It's not going to happen. Those kids are white like this icing. The bottom is Michael Jackson. I'm just willing to believe that you all need to seek some type of therapy. Really, you do. In closing, don't go for every story that you hear and believe that it's the gospel truth. Just because kids were raised around your favorite entertainer doesn't make them one of his kids. They did the same with the Omer Batty, saying that, and they dressed him up. First off, let me just say, a grown man, forget about the part about him having the sleepovers. What grown man has somebody else's kid put lipstick and makeup and eyeliner around and say, oh, that is so cute, he dressed them up and this, that, and the other? No, because I'm going to tell you right now, if my kids hung around with Michael Jackson and I had to wash eyeliner and lipstick off of their faces, that's the last time they will ever hang out with Michael Jackson. Stop believing all these crazy stories. I've just lived my life long enough to know just because you put doo-doo on a plate and you put maple syrup on it doesn't make it a pancake. All right, so anyway, I'm going to leave y'all with that, man. I love each and every one of you. There's nothing you can do about it. If you're a Michael Jackson fan and you're obsessed like that, go seek therapy. Peace, bitches. I'm going to get some more cupcakes.